life happens. You come into bad experiences. So like for me, it's been a blessing that I've fallen into people that have had bad experiences. So me just being regular, how I build my brand already as is, it's been a great experience for them. So just like bad relationships, like you go from bad relationships, like that one great relationship that you end up getting to is just gonna make all of it in the past be well worth it to get to this point, right? So
Exactly.
that's just life.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Yomi again, and we are on the show, Sales Ain't a Bad Word. And like I always bring wonderful people on the show, today is not different. And today I went all the way. I had to go there. I had to fly all the way to Accra, Ghana to go get this guy. He's been doing great things in the continent and in America. I see everything that he does, and I'm like, no, I have to have this guy on the show. He's up and coming as well. He's sold a lot of properties. He's in the real estate. I have a lot of real estate friends, so
sure.
You probably will see me bring a lot of them because this is what we do. We have to connect with each other because if they don't sell houses, how am I going to sell solar? So,
right, yeah.
So I can put solar on people's
Big time.
car
It's
for
just,
now.
Yep.
So I always respect my relationship with him. So without further ado, let me introduce my guest. You know what? Introduce yourself to people.
All right, man. What's up, man? Kent Acquah-Abbiw, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, real estate agent. Born in the U.S., but family from Ghana, Accra, Tema. And so, of course, got to connect with my guy in the similar field. You know what I'm saying? We're going to eventually connect and do business eventually. So, yeah, man. That's what I'm here for, man. Spread the word, yo.
Thank you. And I like that piece you have on. The guy always repping.
All day.
Always repping.
All day.
I need to get myself in.
I got you, man.
But, one funny thing is I have a background in Ghana as well.
Okay.
My dad was born in Ghana. But,
okay.
That's a story for another
Yeah.
So, sales ain't a bad word. How did you get into sales?
Yeah, so it's funny because I did real estate because I enjoy investing. I enjoy, just to be able to move the pieces and, be able to have the narrative to control homes and things of that nature. So I didn't even look at it as sales when I first came in. And then I found out like, oh man, I'm going to really have to sell this stuff, right? But it's not that bad though. It's been really great learning as I go along. And the sales part actually, a lot of people don't know, is actually help. It helps your clients in the business. Like if you have a listing, you have to be a salesman to try to move that home to get them to, be able to move on to whatever they're trying to move on to after they sell the home, right? And same thing working with buyers, like you have to be a salesman for them and what they're looking for, with other agents that's trying to sell the homes and present information to their clients. So sales actually helps things go around in the real estate business. So, and when I saw what you sent me about this podcast, I was like, yo, this is dope to come out here and speak on that, because a lot of people see salesmen, they'll be like, man, nah, he's trying to sell me something. Like, I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to talk to him right now. But actually, like, if you've ever been in the heat of trying to buy or sell a home, then you'll see how this works out and benefits you in the long run,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I like that you mentioned that because, I always say, you're going to buy from someone.
Yep.
Why not buy from people like you? Why not buy from someone that is passionate? This is his business.
Right.
This is what he's doing.
Yep.
The goal is to put you in a home. Mm-hmm. My goal is to save you in the energy. This person's goal is to sell your car to you.
Right.
Give you the kind of spec that you want. And now that you can even build your cars, you can build the configuration of what you want.
Yep.
You understand? So we're selling it to you. We're trying to take care of our family, but at the end of the day, we're helping you out as the customer as well.
Right. One way or another, you're going to be in the mix of it, right? So, like, you're going to need a house. You're going to need solar. You're going to need a car. You're going to need something. And then you're going to need somebody to represent you in those instances.
Absolutely.
To give you the opportunity to know where your limit is, where you can extend the savings a little bit more here and there and stuff like that. Just having somebody, like, go and fight for you for what you're looking for. Like, so you're gonna need it eventually. So it's just a matter of who you're gonna trust to do it for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So why not trust people that are passionate about it? Like for me, I got in because I was doing investments, and I was like, why not just become a realtor and do my own deals? Mm-hmm. Then later on, it panned out to be able to be a big benefit to helping people, because a lot of people actually came to me. Some of my initial deals were from people that had bad experiences with previous people that weren't passionate. They were just doing it for a paycheck. Like I already, I was making money already. I do cyber consulting as well. I had investment money coming in. I had military disability stuff coming in. So it's not like I'm not doing it for the money. It's just an extra skill. It actually gives me the ability to have more time to do what I want to do and run my own business. So that I was really doing it for the passion part about it. So, and that's what makes it a little bit better. I've had experiences with other realtors before too, and I've seen how it worked out. So, the sales part, I don't bestow that upon my clients. I really do it more so in benefit for them to fight for what they're looking for, whether it's selling or buying or renting or whatever the case may be. So, yeah.
I love it. And, the act of not being desperate helps to dismantle. And also, like, why being angry at a salesperson when there are bad doctors all over the place, there are bad lawyers
Tell me
all
about
over
it.
the place.
Yeah.
Like if you meet one or two bad person that misrepresented or that sold something that is not too good to you, you shouldn't write off everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Because of that one experience.
And that's life, man. Like life happens. You come into bad experiences. So like for me, it's been a blessing that I've fallen into people that have had bad experiences. So me just being regular, how I build my brand already as is, it's been a great experience for them. So just like bad relationships, like you go from bad relationships, like that one great relationship that you end up getting to is just gonna make all of it in the past be, well worth it to get to this point, right? So that's just life.
And if you stop trying, you probably won't even get to that one person.
That's it. Can't be defeated. Right? Yeah. So
and now you're gonna go on all through your life with that one bad notion and making it look like that's the representation of that.
Right. So we do get a bad rep, but it's also we understand the nature of our business. So we just have to be a lot more sharp, cross our T's, dot our I's, what we do on a daily basis and how we speak to people, how we present ourselves, every little thing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. And now, with the emergence of millennials, Gen Zs, going into real estate.
Right.
Because before now, you see most people in their 50s, they are the ones that people trust to do your taxes, to do real estate and all that. But now with people like me and you, the young guys coming in and trying to say that this is something that I'm going to take as a career. I still have 20, 30 years. I better start right. You get what I mean? So if I want this thing to feed me for the rest of my life.
Right.
So we are very, very particular in making sure that we're doing the right thing.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. So do you want to run me through like maybe some of the bad experiences that you've heard, some that are funny, some that are genuine, some that are, this person is just trying to be difficult. Like that's not too serious. You don't have to have a bad experience about that.
For sure.
It's like going on Amazon and I see a review and they're like, the container is torn. Why would you write a bad review because a container is torn? Do you understand what I mean?
It's a small thing, like, right?
That's just a small thing. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Just let it go. So run us through, the kind of bad experiences that you've heard from your customers and how you were able to help them fix it. Right.
One of the biggest things I hear from people that come to me about their bad experiences are a realtor ghosting them. And so in this game, you have to have a lot of patience, man. Like patience is key because there's so many numbers you have to review with clients. I mean, some people, this is the first time ever investing in such a large amount of money. I don't even care if your home is 200 or 100K. That's a lot of money, right? Yeah. So then you have people with 300, 400, 500, right? So you have to be patient with them. Like, they're willing and able to want to spend this money that they're pre-approved for, right? So be patient with them. Run the numbers by them. You know what I'm saying? Have some extra skill sets as opposed to just like understand the part of real estate. Like I have a master's in financial management too, right? So I created this Excel spreadsheet to go over all the numbers, have as accurate estimates as possible so that, not just they're hearing that number from their lender, but they hear from me, the trusted person that they're working with as a realtor, right? So we make sure those numbers are right. We make sure that it's in the location that they're looking for. Make sure that it's all the specifics that they're looking for. You have to pay attention and calculate that and write that down when you initially have your consultation with them so that they know, okay, this guy's really attentive. This guy really, like, he's here because he wants to be here, not just to get a check, not thinking about what the money is at the end of the road, right? Because that's going to come. Once you do people well, that's going to come, right? So a lot of people come from, realtors ghosting them, realtors not being patient, realtors not getting all the details that they're looking for and stuff like that. So I take my notes. I'll either have notes on my phone, notes on my laptop, or sometimes on the fly, I have to write it down and stuff like that. But I compiled it in one central location. I make sure I do follow-ups, put everything on my calendar, you know what I'm saying? And I repeat to them what they tell me so I make sure that they, I understand them right, yeah. So being patient is a big thing, man. And then, all the sales stuff that comes with it is like afterwards when we're negotiating and putting in offers and stuff like that. But you have to really take care of them like with good customer service. Like this field is like customer service, it's like, it's sales, it's so many different psychologists sometimes, like you have to listen, like, you have to hear them speak. So it's just being patient. A lot of people have bad experiences with people that weren't patient before.
Or
right.
They're trying to force things on them. Like, this house is good, you can just buy it.
They're pulling their needs onto the client, but this is the client's show. Mm-hmm. Let them tell you what they want. Don't speak over them. Let them talk, listen to them and stuff like that. So a lot of people there's a lot of good realtors out there, but there's also some that just, they're just rushing into it and they're probably doing it for the wrong reason or something.
Oh, yeah. In sales, like in my own field, we recruit people all the time. Mm-hmm. And some people come in very cocky.
Right.
Some people come in too humble.
Yeah.
And they're not like, maybe not too humble, maybe like a little timid.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everyone is not going to have the same results.
Mm-hmm.
And you put in, you get out what you put in.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if your first initiative or your first goal with your customers is to help them, is to make sure that they understand what you're doing.
Right.
And I also tell my customers, I want to do the most job on you.
Yeah.
When I do the most job on you to understand what we're doing, guess who's going to sell the next referral for me?
Yep.
You.
Yep.
Because now you have a better understanding.
Yep.
When you're referring someone to me, you already told that person half of my job.
Yeah. So they already come trusting you.
So they're already
right, yeah.
coming,
right.
Me only giving them 50%, and they already, like, oh yeah, somebody told me, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Oh yeah, where do I sign? Let's sign here, let's start with the process. So it's very important to pay attention and all that.
Yep.
Okay, so my very last question also is, you can trigger customers.
Right.
And even though they are customers, you can be triggered too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any experience being triggered? And what was it like? What triggers you about customers? I have mine, but I just want to hear.
Yeah, I guess. So sometimes there are things I always tell customers, buyer clients, the first house that you see is never going to be the one specifically that you're going to get. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be it. Like it's happened before, but it's not every time. It's not necessarily going to be it, right? And so I tell them like, hey, it's fine. First few homes that we don't like, we'll make the right adjustments. And then once we make those adjustments, it's different seeing the home from online and seeing it in person. Because some of these photographers are really good. I mean, you do photography too, so I know you know. You guys are really good what you do, man.
Yeah, we'll put in the work. Work.
Yeah. So some of these, yeah. Oh, it's a lot of work, man.
Use the brightness and a little bit of contrast to make it look.
These are making me look good right now too, right? But yeah, so the first few homes is not going to be it. So after a while, we'll manage, we'll adjust. Next ones after that, they'll be a little bit more accurate, but it might take a little bit of time, right? Mm-hmm. But there's just some people that are just never satisfied, yo. Mm-hmm. Like never satisfied. Like, I had clients that they ended up, I think it was a mutual thing. We ended up not wanting to work with each other, but they mentioned it first. We were seeing homes, and then first few ones, they weren't it. And then so next weekend we came back, we adjusted it, we talked during the week, we saw some new ones, and then they were like, nah, these aren't it as well too. I said, okay, it's fine. I'm patient. Like that's my regular nature already. So even in this business, I know I need to be more patient. So we did probably like 2 more weekends worth of showings, and then they were just not satisfied and happy. But what they were looking for, it seemed like it wasn't realistic, in the locations that they were looking for. I tried to make recommendations outside of that. They were like, no, we want to stick to these locations. I said, okay. And I'm familiar with the market. And so, okay, we'll just keep looking and keep trying to see. And I'm calling the agents and the listing agents and make sure I get all the details and information for them. They were just not satisfied, man. So like, and it was another realtor too. So from a different area, outside area coming to look, in the area that I work in. So, and they're just not satisfied at all. So then when we found the home that we were actually like, they were 50-50 on, but they say, okay, it's strong enough for them to put an offer. Man, the try to offer that they try to put in was ridiculous because real estate locations is different in some locations. Like how you put offers and what you can ask for is different in one location than where it may be over here. So I tried to explain that and they just weren't understanding. And so I said, okay, well, we can make it close to those numbers, but even literally certain loans that you do, you can't ask for a certain amount of closing costs, right? So I let her know there was a cap to that, and I think she didn't believe it. But she went through with it anyway, and so we put in the offer. They came back and countered. I told them what the counter was, and they didn't like those terms, and so I was still patient with it. And then, our offer got denied eventually because it was too much back and forth. And then somebody else presented an offer that was more favorable to the listing agent, and then they decided they were like, "Hey, we just, we like to work with somebody else." I said, "Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
we can work with
Thank
we
you
can work
for
with right." Yeah. So, but although it felt like it was time wasted, it's an experience that I will never forget, right? So it's an experience I understand. Like, okay, somebody from out of town, I may have to explain that to them initially, like, hey, if I know that you're a professional in another area and you want me to help you over here, things may be a little bit different, and let's go over what those differences may be initially before we step out and see the homes, right? So it's a learning lesson that could come from it. So, but it was a headache.
That's a good way to look at it, because especially like we said before, if this is what you're going to do for a minute, it's impossible for you to close every deal,
Right.
no matter how good you are.
Oh yeah.
But every deal that you don't close or that you close is an experience.
For sure.
And I always tell, new guys that come in, I'm like, you get luckier with the amount of people that you get yourself in front of. You understand? You get luckier. People think that one person is better than the other. No. Just get yourself in front of them.
Right. Find a way to get in there, right?
Just get yourself in front of people.
And then be yourself, man.
And just be yourself. Just talk.
Yep.
And, like you said, know when to shut up, know when to ask questions. As a matter of fact, you don't own the show, like you said.
Yep.
Ask more questions than you talk.
Right.
Let them even lead you to what you want to ask them next.
Right.
You
Right.
understand?
That's true too. Yeah.
Exactly. Let them lead you to sometimes some customers will even tell you the problem and also provide the solution in their own sentence. So like,
if you let them talk it out, right? Yep. They'll find their way right back around. Right. Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Let's do what you said. Let's go. So
man. No, it's true. It's true. Let them lead around. Yeah, let them get it out, because especially the initial consultation, like you have to let them talk, because you don't know where they're coming from. You might ask questions that may be way off from what you need to hear. So what you need to hear, you just need to let them come out with it naturally, genuinely, right? And then some people, they might not come out. Find that comfort level that will make them come out, but if you listen a lot, man, they'll tell you exactly what you're looking for to hear. And then you can help them a lot better in the long run. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kent.
My guy.
I'm sure you guys have learned something about how we do what we do, the kind of encounter that we go through on a daily basis.
For sure.
Per hour sometimes, but also just want to let you know that sales is not a bad word.
Yep.
You can always find yourself someone that is knowledgeable enough to provide you that service or sell that thing that you want to you. The cheapest is not always the best.
That's true.
The cheapest is not always the best. Something that looks clean to me is always not the best. There's always a reason, like I tell people, there's always a reason why you cannot go into a Ferrari store expecting to buy it for the price of a Toyota.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason. They both drive. They're both probably the same year.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why one is two times more.
Oh yeah.
So don't make a mistake. Sales ain't a bad word. It's yummy. Thank you so much, Kent, for coming on the show.
You already know, man. I appreciate you big time.
Honoring the invitation.
Yeah.
And keep following SABW Sales Ain't a Bad Word podcast on Instagram, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on the show. And next time you're gonna see this face, and I'm sure I'm gonna get him back on the show sometime soon as well.
Love to come back, man. Follow me on Instagram, OBOTAN2_DMV_realtor. Instagram.
Yes, so this episode is powered by Kicksound Multimedia Studios. You can follow them on Instagram as well, Kicksound Studios MD on Instagram. They can help you with everything you need, photography, videography, production. Without them, this show would not be here, and you're not going to be watching this. So keep liking, keep subscribing, follow them on Instagram as well, and see you guys next time. Thank you.